My girlfriend's mom asked me to stop calling her Mrs. Chan and start calling her Lisa instead. At the time, I had only been dating Amanda for 6 months. Her mom smiled and told me, please just call me Lisa. Mrs. Chan makes me feel old. I thought it was completely normal, so I agreed. But then things started getting weird. Every time I called her Lisa, Amanda's dad would give me this intense stare. One night during dinner, I casually said, Lisa, could you pass me the salt? Her husband froze, his fork stopped in midair, and he just stared at me. The next time I visited their house, I said, thanks for dinner, Lisa. Her dad immediately stood up and walked away. Afterward, Amanda pulled me aside and whispered, maybe call her Mrs. Chan when my dad is around. I said, but your mom told me to call her Lisa. She just replied, I know, trust me. The following week, Lisa texted me and asked, coffee tomorrow? Just us. When we met, she looked nervous. She took a deep breath and said, I need to tell you something. David and I are having problems. He's controlling. He doesn't like me having male friends. I was confused and asked, why are you telling me this? She looked at me and said, because you calling me Lisa drives him crazy. And honestly, I like it. She smiled and explained, it reminds him that he doesn't control everything. I immediately felt uncomfortable and said, Mrs. Chun, I don't want to get involved in your marriage problems. She corrected me, Lisa, that's the whole point. You calling me that is the only way I can push back. I told her, this feels wrong. She replied, you're dating my daughter. There's nothing inappropriate here. Then she leaned closer and asked, unless you think there is? Quickly said no. She smiled and said, my husband is just insecure. That's his problem. Keep calling me Lisa. That night, Amanda's dad called me and said, we need to talk man to man. We met at a bar and he got straight to the point. I know what Lisa is doing. She's testing me. Every few years, she finds some younger guy and gets overly friendly just to see how I react. I told him, I'm not trying to be part of this. He sighed and said, I know, but she is doing it. Then he looked at me and said, at the next family dinner, call her Mrs. Chan. Make it look like it was your choice. I'll give you $5,000. I couldn't believe it. $5,000 for one dinner? He opened his wallet, placed $2,500 cash on the table and said, I'll give you half now. You work retail. You have student loans. He pushed the money toward me. I looked at the cash, then thought about my $40,000 debt, so I took it. When the family dinner came, I looked at her and said, thanks, Mrs. Chan. She immediately stopped. I thought we agreed on Lisa. I replied, I think Mrs. Chan feels more respectful. Her smile disappeared. She forced herself to say, oh, of course. Meanwhile, her husband looked down into his wine glass, trying not to smile. After dinner, Lisa cornered me in the kitchen. She asked, he got to you, didn't he? He paid you, right? Her eyes started watering. How much? I couldn't lie, so I told her, $5,000. She laughed bitterly, grabbed her checkbook and said, I would have paid you $10,000, but now I'll give you $15,000 right now. Just call me Lisa. Tell David you changed your mind. I stood there holding $2,500 while someone was offering me $15,000 just to switch sides. I said, Mrs. Chun. She looked at me and said, Lisa, please. I'll give you $20,000. Then the kitchen door opened. Amanda walked in and froze. Mom, were you just offering him money? Then she turned to me. Did my dad already pay you? I nodded. She asked, how much? I answered, half of $5,000. Then she looked at her mom. And my mom offered you more? Lisa started crying. Amanda told me to leave. 20 minutes later, she called me to her apartment. She was furious. She told me, my parents have been doing this for 15 years. They constantly make people choose sides in their marriage. My sister's ex-boyfriend made $30,000 doing this. I couldn't believe it. He took money from both of them. She nodded. They never compared notes. Then she opened her laptop and showed me an actual guide. It was a step-by-step strategy called How to Profit from the Chan Marriage War. It had pricing, rules, and tactics. She looked at me and said, you're supposed to tell my dad you'll call my mom Mrs. Chan for $5,000. Then tell my mom you'll call her Lisa for $20,000. They'll never